Hello friends, I hope you're doing beautifully wherever in the world you are. In this video, we're going to be looking at the pain-pleasure principle. Now, this is the principle that drives all human behavior. And we are going to learn about this so we can hack into our own minds, so we can actually start doing the habits that get us the results we want, and we can get rid of the things that are holding us back. We can learn when to recognize this and actually get the results we want. So what I'm going to do, we're going to go through the principle, and I'm actually going to be applying this to anyone who's got an online offer. This is going to work for anyone, whoever you are, but we're going to be applying some of the examples to people who have online offers and what they might be doing that is they're kind of chasing short-term pleasure when they should actually be welcoming short-term pain. And we're going to get into that, and you're going to be able to recognize whether you're doing this or not and how to hijack it and rewire your mind to actually get the results you want. So let's just discuss this principle, the pain-pleasure principle. Pleasure versus pain. We are wired to chase what feels good and dodge what doesn't. This instinct guides a lot of our everyday choices, from hitting the gym for that endorphin rush to procrastinating on tasks to avoid the immediate discomfort. Okay, so that's the pain versus pleasure. Now, what are the driving forces? We're pulled towards actions that reward us with good vibes, like socializing with friends, and we are pushed away from experiences that could lead to stress or negativity, like if we have to confront a tough issue or deal with some sort of conflict. We tend to move away from that, okay? Now, how does that affect lifestyle choices? So over time, the things we consistently find rewarding or uncomfortable shape our routines and life patterns. I'm going to say that one more time. Over time, the things we consistently find rewarding or uncomfortable shape our routines and life patterns. If binge watching a series on Netflix gets us relaxed, it might become our go-to unwind strategy. Or if we feel better when we're organized, we might develop the knack for planning or tidying up whenever we kind of want to feel that thing, okay? Now, this isn't neither good or bad. I've nicked this from a lot of Tony Robbins stuff. I remember hearing this years ago in, I think, Awakening the Giant Within, reading that book, and he talks about it there. And now I will do another video at some point explaining how we can, if we understand this, we can actually use this in our marketing. If we have an online offer, you can actually use this in your marketing, okay? And it works really, really well because it's just understanding human nature, and marketing is just understanding human nature essentially, and how to position yourself around that. What I want to do, we're going to focus in on you, and we're going to focus in on how this might be affecting you now and affecting me now. This is all of us, you know, this is just how we operate. This is how we're wired. So we want to first understand this, increase our level of awareness so that we can first recognize it. And when we can recognize it, we can then start to see when this happens, and we can start to kind of change our behaviors and start to be kind of unprogram ourselves. And it's not some big conspiracy like we've been programmed by the government like this. We do this naturally. Just this is how humans survive. I'm sure I could speak to some great like evolutionary psychologist and they'd explain this to me in much more detail. But for the purposes of this video, we're just going to look at kind of what you'll be doing with your online business and what pain and pleasure you might be running away from or running towards. So this is you now. This is you now with your business. Maybe you have a certain monthly revenue. Maybe you have a certain amount of clients that you bring in per month. Maybe you push out a certain amount of content, okay? And maybe things are going pretty well. You know, maybe you're getting a few followers in. Maybe you're making, I don't know, maybe like 3K, 5K a month. You're like, oh, it's okay. I'm doing all right, okay? You're kind of doing these things that are getting you a particular result. Now, you might find, and I've definitely been here, you might find that you kind of lean into what's comfortable. You kind of have your routines now, and you just kind of go through the motions each day. Like, right, I'm going to put out a bit of content, I'm going to do some appointment setting, I'm going to maybe jump on a couple of sales calls. You're doing these things, and it's become kind of a habit. Now, those actions are producing a certain set of results with your business. Let's say, you know, you have to do kind of a lot of outreach, and that's really kind of like wearing on you, but you know, you're used to it, you know how to do it. So you just kind of do it anyway. And you're like, right, you view it as a task. You're like, right, I'll get it done. Okay, it's done. Okay, I know I've been there and I hated it. And it's like, right, okay, that's done. You might have fallen into the habit. Now, you might probably know that you maybe need to try something different. You need to try a new approach, but that's going to mean that you're going to have to take new actions. That means you're going to have to take new actions. Now, when we take the same actions, we know our routine, we know our habits, we have temporary comfort, okay? We have temporary comfort. because we know what it is. Okay, that's why people even like fall into the same type of relationship over and over again, even if it's like abusive or something, because even though it's abusive and bad for them, they feel comfort because it's familiar. So that's what happens here. If we're taking the same actions, we feel familiar and we feel comfort, and we kind of lean into that temporary comfort because of the pain pleasure principle. That's how we're wired. It's like, right, I'd rather feel comfortable. Okay, but from that temporary comfort, from the same actions, we get the same results, and then we have the same life. So remember, if we want a different output, we've got to change the input. Okay, if we want a different output in our life, we've got to change the input. We can't just change the output. We have to change what we're putting in, and that comes from our actions, okay? And our actions come from our thoughts, and our thoughts come from our beliefs, but that's a different video. So this is where you are at the moment. Probably, if you're kind of around that like 3K, 5K a month mark, and you're probably taking the same actions over and over again, and you feel comfortable with those actions, and they're getting you the same results, and you have the same life. Okay, that's just how it is. I'm not saying whether that's good or saying if that's bad, but the chances are, if you follow me and you're kind of watching this channel and you've been kind of growing or starting your online business, you probably want some slightly different results. You probably want to, be around that 6-figure mark yearly, so you have that kind of freedom to travel, stay in nice places, that mythical 10K a month, just really unlock the things you're looking to unlock, just that level of kind of, calmness, that everything's in order, you're not worrying, you're not kind of chasing clients just to kind of like make a payday. You probably want something where it's a little less stress, and you can actually enjoy life and have more money in your pocket as well, and feel better in the long run. So how does that look? Well, like we said, we need to change the inputs. We need new actions. Now, what is going to happen if we take those new actions? You're going to feel temporary discomfort. Okay, so you're probably shying away from this at the moment. Okay, probably shying away from this. You probably know there's a few things you need to do. Maybe you need to try ads. Maybe you need to try a different type of positioning with your offer. But that's a new action, and you're probably running away from it because I feel a bit uncomfortable. About that at the moment. So you're going to feel that temporary discomfort, and that's pushing you towards the same actions, same results, same life. Now, if we take new actions and we force ourselves through them, we feel that temporary discomfort, but we get new results and we get a different life. Okay? We get new results and a different life. Now you know this. Now you know how this works, and now you know that this is how you're wired. Now you know that on a day-to-day basis, you're probably just leaning into what already feels comfortable, that temporary comfort, whereas you actually really know that you should be taking some new actions. Deep down, if you're honest with yourself, do you know that you should maybe be trying something new? If you actually want to get where you say you want to get, do you know that you need to take some new actions? That's going to be temporarily uncomfortable. That's just how it is. Now, anyone who's here online who's saying like, hey, they have this magic thing and awesome, look, just plug in my thing and all your dreams will come true. We all know that they're full of shit. That's not how life works. Basically, any program that you join, you're going to basically learn some things, you're going to unlearn some things, and you're going to take new actions, feel that temporary discomfort, but in the long run, it's going to be worth it. Now, obviously I have a program, okay? I would love, if you're watching this video, for you to be part of it. I would love, if you resonate with my message, I would love for you to be part of it. But here's my main concern. Whatever you're doing at the moment, okay, I want you to figure out what those new actions need to be so you can create that different life. I don't care if you go with someone else or you just do something completely or whatever that is. The important thing is that we recognize this, okay, and we start taking some new actions, okay? So if that does sound like you, with you and your business where you are at the moment, you're kind of stuck between that 3 to 5K a month mark, and you want to scale to 6 figures, and you want to do it in a way that you actually enjoy, you want to do it in a way that you feel your offer is kind of aligned with your purpose, and you're making more money than ever, then look, give me a message, okay? Tell me about your business, tell me where you are, and I'll give you some advice. See if I can even help, okay? The worst that happens is you get a bit of free advice. The best that happens is you change your life and you get a completely different life forever, okay? But the main thing is that you are aware of this and you know if you are taking the same actions day to day, and that you can actually identify what those new actions might be that you need to take. So I'm gonna plug a video here. It's going to appear somewhere here. This is exactly how to go full-time, online, scale to 6 figures. I'm going to show you the funnel, everything, the process. Go ahead and watch that if that interests you. And I appreciate you wherever in the world you are. And I will catch up with you in the next one.